you Gemini always want to have a good time. You know, it's always a good time with Gemini, always. And for many of you, you might have even questioned, how did I even get involved in this situation? Why were there so many conflicts? Maybe just a conflict between you and this person. See, the
Gila
emperor came
Gila,
out writing
welcome to the
in the past
space
and it's showing up here
with
again.
me.
There is something here about it.
They didn't scream, they didn't shout, bottles of water, and they washed the blood off the pavement. On a busy Johannesburg street, family members quietly scrubbed the spot where Warwick Stock, DJ Warris, was shot dead. That image tells you everything you need to know about how the story ends and also how it begins. Now, this occurred Tuesday afternoon. This is sometime a few hours ago. I was at my public holiday at Braai, enjoying myself. Let me know what you were up to. And this occurred in Johannesburg City, opposite the Colton Centre, at the very heart of the city. DJ Warris had just parked his vehicle at the corner of Vaughan Willem and Commissioner Street when three unknown suspects approached him. Seconds later, gunfire. According to Johannesburg Central SAPS spokesperson, the suspects opened fire and fled on foot. No warning, no confrontation, just execution-style violence in broad daylight. The motive at this stage, unknown. No arrests have been made. Now, family members were allegedly forced to remain at the scene for hours, not because they wanted to, but because they were told to wait until forensics teams and pathology services were finished. Only after 4 p.m. was the body finally removed, and then as the police tape lifted, something devastating happened. Relatives comforted one another and began cleaning the pavement, trying to restore dignity where violence had taken it away. Now, standing at the crime scene, DJ Warris's sister, Nicole Stock, made an emotional plea. We asked South Africans to please give the police space to complete their investigation, and she begged the public to stop speculating and to remember who her brother truly was. He was loved by everyone. He believed there should be no division in who we are as South Africans. Now, we know that DJ Warris had some controversial opinions. Just because you have some controversial opinions does not mean that you should be shot or killed for any reason. I have a lot of controversial opinions.
Ask you how you're doing, but this is a terrible shock to you as the family and a shock to the nation.
I'm still in shock. I haven't processed it officially. I've just touched.
Vama Gila Gila, welcome to the space with me. I thank you very much for joining me on this short notice live. I thank you very much for joining me. Thank you. Can you believe it? And look, the technology is just a little bit slow for me today. I did type in there, another assassination, another day, another assassination. And that's truly how we are living these days in the global south, as they say, the global south. Everybody's being shot to death. And we wonder why. It's just like what I saw, what happened in Australia is, I mean, you just say, and I will show you if you want to see what I saw in Australia. It's heartbreaking. It'll make you break down and cry. But I'm not going to show it now. Oh, come on. Stop playing games with me. Come on. These things, you know, that's how it goes. Hello, Khan, you're back. So we had an assassination in this country of a famous DJ called Warras. Warras is born Warwick and he was assassinated. So you never understand what's going on. A snowy man says, consciousness allows us to love, sacrifice, and suffer for meaning beyond ourselves. Why do we seek purpose or survival when that occurs nowhere else in the universe? Poignant, very, very interesting. What country am I from? I am in Johannesburg, South Africa. Sikes Swambata. I am in Johannesburg, South Africa. Vamo Gila Gila, welcome to the space with me. I want to thank you for joining me. Pronto, as they say in Italian. Kinochiwa, as they say in Japanese. Ni hao in Chinese. Saubon, Onjani, Sikona, Namingikona, Niapira, as they say in Zulu. How you doing? I trust you are well. I'm good. Thank you very much for asking. Khan, what more do you want to tell me how I am wrong as being a Christian? Please, go ahead. I mean, I don't know if you keep up to date with the times of the world and the news. Do you? Adi Musa, how you doing? How you doing? Please, welcome. Thank you for joining. I don't know if you know DJ Waras. Are you from South Africa? I've never heard of DJ Waras, but he seems to be in the underworld, as they would say. Yeah? The underworld. And we all know what's happening in Africa or South Africa with the underworld people. They're all being assassinated. Yeah? And that's the important. Doesn't matter how many people are following you on social media. If you step out of line, it doesn't matter if they paid you before or not. They will shoot you dead. Agreed? You are from South Africa. Where are you from? I am from South Africa, Musa. I'm in Johannesburg, north, near Fourways. Where are you, Musa? Thank you for joining. Double tap on the screen for a like, please. Let me do that. I think you did that already. Isn't that shocking? Have you heard of DJ Waros? Obviously, you listen to YFM. I'm not a YFM listener. I've generally been a 702 listener, but they speak the news in a different tangent. They speak like CNN seems to be the only credible source of theirs. Rajesh, hello. Hello, Bahen, bye. Keep by. Behen, Kibai. Where's that from, Rajesh? Is that Pakistan or India? Nice. I'm in KwaZulu-Natal. Hello, Musa. Thank you for joining. Khan says, yesterday I gave you some reason why Christianity is not the correct way. I follow Islam and I would suggest you read the Quran for once. Quran is the only thing which made me accept Islam. Okay, I will share things from the Quran. Okay, well, you shared a lot from the Bible and you said, how many Bibles do you have? 12 or 16 Bibles, Khan. You know, I was given my first Bible by my grandmother. My very own Bible, I got a Holy Bible, New King James Version, I think, NKJ, when I turned 16. And unfortunately, through my upheavals of growing up and moving from province to province, from Johannesburg to Cape Town to Durban, well, to Durban, to Cape Town, I left my Bible in a box in Cape Town. I mean in Durban, in Durban, in Durban, with all my poetry and all my artwork from the days of when I was growing up. 12 Bibles. Wow, Con. So I left that Bible there, and that was in 1998. And now I have a borrowed Bible. It was actually it's not borrowed. It was a Bible that was given to my mother from my mother's ex-husband's ex-wife that gave her the Bible. And I use that as reference. But today we don't need really the Bible anymore. We got Google and we got Chat GPT. And you know what? It's funny. It's funny, my dear Khan, but Chat GPT says Jesus Christ is the Savior, not Allah. Did you know that? I will show you if you want me to. I can show you that. You can come with your Quran. Yeah. Khan says, if you are interested, I will give you the reason why I logically think Islam is the correct way. Why? Why do you think any way is the correct way? I don't know if you have any other education under your belt, Khan, but I'm in the medical, physical industry, body. I deal with the human body. And from the little that I do know is that we all look exactly the same in theory, on paper. But in real life, every single one of us, all 8 billion of us, are different on the inside. So I hope you consider that there is no one way. There just isn't. It's impossible. It's impossible to have one way to follow one man, however godly he may be, even Jesus Christ. It's impossible. It's impossible to say that is the right way when there are so many versions, even in Islam, my good friend Khan, even in Islam. I mean, did you see what happened in Bondi Beach, Australia? A father and a son. And now you want to tell me that's the right way. That's the one and only true way. I must follow that man. I must follow that father, that son, and go kill Jews. Is that what you say in Khan? Please tell me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Khan says the only religion left on this planet which is on true monotheism. Okay. Tell me what gives you the right to judge this decision you have made? What are your credentials? Because just like me, I'm just an ordinary man. I can't opinions, and I do try and express them quite artistically as much as I can. But the truth is, at the end of the day, in this world of woke and unwoke, my opinion is irrelevant, just like yours. And I'm actually I'm on your side, Con. I want you to be happy with the way and the way that you've chosen, and I want you to stick with it. I told you last night. I don't want to change your opinion on your religion. Because to be your most powerful person that you need to be, is to trust the one that your mother told you. It comes from the heart, from your first 6 years. That's what you know. So stick with it. But it's not your job to tell anybody else in the world what your opinion is. That's like the Americans. It's my First Amendment right. No, darling, you can have your opinion, but you don't have to tell everyone. Nobody needs to know about your opinion. Nobody needs to know about my opinion. Am I rambling now? Sorry, forgive me. Rajesh Maiti says, where are you from? Kaku. Khan says, oh brother, we will discuss anything I do get offended because I am a truth seeker. Well, there's a little open squeaky gate there. Let me go and inspect this. Rajesh says, Hindu is more powerful than any other. What do you see there, Khan? You see there, right there and then and there and thus. And therefore, your opinion means fuck all. There's 10 billion, no, there's a billion. There's a billion Indians. And you know what? The Chinese have found out that their census, their population is actually a whole lot smaller than they thought. It's not a billion. It's maybe 800 million, not a billion. Because they all died. Because the Chinese government doesn't really give a fuck. Just like this government in South Africa doesn't give a fuck. White or black, doesn't give a fuck. Hey, Kita Gamer, good to see you back. Khan says, I believe we should select the path which is logically and technically correct. What? Why? Why should you and your decision of your beliefs tell anybody else that their spirituality and their spiritual thought must be logical or technically correct? What? Technically correct? When you're talking about spirituality and stuff of the heart, love and compassion and understanding. No, darling. Psh, psh, psh. How old are you? 12. Yeah, you said so earlier, 12. Huh? No, there's 12. You have 12 Bibles. I don't know why a man needs to have, or I'm assuming you're a man, 12 Bibles. Maybe you're not looking for the truth, but you're looking for the lies. You know what I'm saying? You're looking too deep for lies. You're looking for contradictions. And you know what? Seek and ye shall find. You will always find what you're looking for. Doesn't matter what side of the story of the glory. Oh, we love forever. We do. Kitty Gamer, hi Kitty Gamer. We love forever. Stick to your path. That's what makes you. Yes. And that is a YouTube theory right now. This is the whole game. If you want to have a YouTube channel, you got to smarten up. Everything changes in 2026. It's all about your niche, and you've got to keep your niche. Now, unfortunately, politics and the news and lifestyle happens and changes. And look, we can, of course, not all of us are Martha Stewart. That's all I'm saying. Not all of us are Martha Stewart, and we have to put our egos in our closet and open another channel for the other shit that you want to talk about. But this channel is the actual fact a channel of spirituality and life guidance and understanding and discussion, mostly. I'm, I'm going to try and be very charismatic in trying to push forward my thought, but definitely I'm open and welcome your thought and understanding of a topic that needs for me to think about something. We all need to think. I say Christianity preaches that understanding of other religions. The best religion is the Hindu and the Buddhist religion that accepts all religions. And the Buddhists are the ones that never gave any issue to your beliefs. Buddhism is not really a religion, really. There's no God. You are God. The thing is, Christianity is ruled upon a book from 400 years ago, 500 years ago, and people are adamant that nobody can change that book. But it's been changed umpteen times. It's been changed. The book gets changed. Even Jacob Zuma, our past president, he went to Munich, to the cardinal in Munich, and he wanted to change the Bible so you can have more than one wife. It's acceptable these days. It's truly acceptable. Hey, AD, you came. Thank you very much. Pray for Diddy. Yes, pray for him. Print is Davis. You guys. I'm so behind now. I had to reboot everything. Rebuke everything. I rebuke you. Where are you from? Kaku. Khan says, I believe we should select the path which is logically and technically correct. Yes, we heard that already. Stick to your path. It's what makes you. Yes. Stay in your lane. Keep your niche. Khan says, I believe that God is one and that one God has sent his all messengers, whether Jesus, Moses, Abraham. Okay, so now, Khan, what about the fallen angels? What about the jinn? Hey, Khan, you know the jinn, you Muslim. You know about the jinn. You know about the evil spirits. I'm not saying they're gods. I'm saying they're energies. I'm also saying that evil Muslims will use these evil jinn energies for magic against Muslims and Christians and Jews alike. And this is called Islam. We fall forever says individuality is one of the most important factors, and I agree with you. You should have the right to speak, but some people just speak nonsense. And I speak nonsense a lot, but, you know, I'm prepared to be told, no, you're wrong. This is how it is. That's why I speak a lot, because I want to know how I should be thinking. Other people don't speak, but they think other ways, and then one day they take a gun out and they shoot you. The people that don't speak, don't trust them. We Love Forever says, they don't have as many Chinese as they thought. Who? I forgot now what I was speaking about. But let me tell you a secret. In Zimbabwe, Southern Rhodesia, presently, at this moment in time, there are more Chinese than there were ever white farmers before in the past. Just let that sink in nice and deeply. We Forever Love says it's around 700 to 800 million. I agree. And your parliament I've seen and I don't like it. Oh, yes. Where are you from? We Love Forever. Khan says, I believe Islam is correct. Do you know why? Let me give you a few arguments for that. Go ahead, Khan. I'm ready for you. We love for F forever. We love fuck forever. What does it stand for? Illogical and logical are perspective based. I've seen some tools do things I think are illogical, but guys at work will be like, yep, that's logical. I know what you mean. You know what I mean? That's how it is. And that's when you sort of, what's the point of trying to change a person's mind? Leave it as it is. If they think like that, if you can't, you know, I used to, when I was young, I used to scream at Jews. It's like, how stupid can you be? How can you be a Jew? You got to be a Christian. This was my way of thinking. And it's so rude. It's so unforgiving and uncompassionate, and you don't understand the other person's life. They have a right to live their life, and if you think they are confused or don't know what they're doing, shut your fucking mouth. You don't have to tell them that. All you have to do is give them the compassion and the love and understanding that you are equal. You can sit here, you can live. You can live your life equally. I didn't need to tell you how wrong I think you are. And that goes for, especially today in South Africa, it's the blacks who look down on me, who are middle class now. They drive their fancy cars and then look down on me. It's like, okay, you can look down on me. I must accept it. You must judge me. You must profile me. I'm a poor white man. Isn't that what you wanted? I'm dumbfounded. That's exactly what you want. No, it's not what you want. You want the white man gone, dead. Leave. There's the exit. That's what they want, truthfully speaking. But that's a different conversation. Khan says, I believe in Islam is correct. Okay, here's your arguments coming. Illogical. 2 and Khan says, first, Islam presents a simple doctrine. Oh, you must check your I don't know what you mean by that. Taught, I think, which means God is one and absolute. He has no partners. He is timeless, spaceless. Quran 42 verse 12 says, there is nothing like that. God in his creation, he is unique. I've got 2 things to say about that, and you've got lots. You've said a whole lot of a lot. I haven't even got past that, but I live with a Muslim here. I have a Muslim on the property, and he's not the first Muslim. We've had Muslims staying here. I've experience, and with the previous Muslim guy, he wanted to tell me something about Moses, and that's when I realized that my Bible, my Old Testament, is not the same as the Quran or the Old Testament of the Jews. There's a different story. your hammams, my preacher, the rabbi, are all teaching different verses. And we're all told that we're of the Abraham Accords, and we're all from Abraham, and we all understand who Joseph was, and we all understand who Jacob was. But the stories are different. And Khan, you said that you read the Bible. Did you read the Bible? And I want you to ask you now, what is the correlations between the Old Testament in the Bible and the Quran? Is the creation story exactly the same? I would love to read the Quran just for that reference to know, is it the same? We Love Forever says, I agree, niches can be good and bad. Some niches just get forgotten to time and people fad offline. I've seen on YouTube, not everyone is stupid, YouTube. Are you listening, YouTube? And can keep the engagement, yes. Khan says, Islam rejects the idea that Almighty God takes human incarnation and walks on earth like humans. But then what did Muhammad do, Khan? What was Muhammad? Was not Muhammad the incarnation of God? Why is Muhammad also Almighty? Please explain. Because in actual fact, I was told another story that Muhammad's mother, and the biggest searched word on the internet today is Fatima. Yeah? Fatima, the place in Portugal where the three little nuns saw Mother Mary appear in this city called Fatima. Fatima, who was the mother of Muhammad, was a Catholic lady. Did you know that, Khan? Did you know that Muhammad's mother was Catholic? And her name was Fatima. I think you know that part. Get back in the stream now. I'm back. Not your everyday cultist. Oh, hello, not your everyday cultist. I love that name. Islam says God has sent 124,000, not 144,000. I thought it was 144. 124,000 human messengers and prophets with books and revelations. 25 prophets are mentioned in the Quran by name, like Abraham, Isaac, Solomon, David, Moses, and Jesus. Yes, darling, yes, this is what we were taught when I started becoming a happy clappy Christian. Yeah, when I turned 6, I became a reborn Christian. And yes, in the end times, 1999 will be the end of the world, and Moses will be walking in the streets, and Isaac and Solomon, all those that went up to heaven without dying. And yes, I heard the rapture all before. I suppose the same happens in Islam. Yes, the 124,000. Hey, I got to your message here, MJD. The last messenger, Prophet Muhammad. So he was a prophet only, like Jesus, as you see Jesus as a prophet, don't you? These were human messengers sent by that one God, whom we call Allah in Arabic language. Okay, so Allah is not Yahweh. Eh? We can agree that Allah is not Yahweh. Is two different gods? Or do you think there's confusion that it could be the same God with two different names? What do you think about that, Khan? Khan says, the Quran says, those who believe in one eternal formless creator without associating anyone else with him, and believe in his all messengers without discriminating, by the way, any treating all equally, and believing. That's a word salad sentence, that for sure. Khan says, the unseen and the day of judgment and all scriptures sent by that God through the messenger, like 4 scriptures mentioned by name in Quran that are Gospel, Torah, Zabur, and the last book, Quran. Wow. You know, this is when I start to understand where I've met my American friends on YouTube, and most of them do not believe in any God. They think it's a joke. Yeah? And they think I am programmed and MK ultra'd and distorted by the way I was raised as a child to think the way that I do about Jesus Christ. But now watching what Khan just typed now, you have to see that it's as simple as that. I'm thinking you are programmed and you are told these scriptures from old, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old, and we must live by this decree of a prophet, none other than a prophet. And lest you think you could be the next prophet. Oh no, that was the last prophet. There will be no more prophets. Don't let me get angry with you, Khan. Like the Bible, but a few differences in some narrations. Quran mentions Jesus 25 times and discussed about it. Now, do you know what else the Quran says, I heard, is that Muhammad said, leave Israel for the Jews. Israel, Palestine, everybody knows that's why Muhammad spoke about Jesus. Why would he speak about Jesus if there was no Palestine? Muhammad said, leave Israel for the Jews. Now, why can't you do that? Oh, no, everything must be a caliphate and everybody must worship Allah. It's primitive. You know, we have, today is the 16th of June in South Africa. 16th of June, 16th of December. And it's a day that we reconcile our problems, because hundreds of years ago, the Zulu king, King Shaka, he conquered KwaZulu-Natal. He came from the north and he conquered all these tribes and he killed all the men. And his soldiers fucked all the women and made new babies. And that's why we have the Zulu kingdom today, so great and grand. And that's what you are professing now, Khan. You want to preach, if you do not accept this way, the right way, Muhammad's way, Allah, then you must die. That's what you're saying, Khan. It's unacceptable. It's not on, in my humble opinion. Khan says, who said Muhammad is the incarnation of God? That idea of incarnation directly contradicts the central Islamic doctrine, that the Tawheed, which says God is a one and absolute, he has no partners. Khan, And he has no human incarnation. I lost that again. Come back. That Quran is unique and beyond physical dimensions. Rajesh says, bro, can you sing a song for me? Yes, I can. Let's sing a song. Name your song and let me sing a song. Let me get the lyrics for it. Name your song. What song do you want? What song are we going to sing? The song that makes us happy. What song do you want to hear? I want to sing a song for you. It is a good day to be alive on this planet we call the blue ball called Earth. What song do you want me to sing? Good Rajesh matey, please. We find a song for you and me that we can see together today on this beautiful evening in December. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Khan, you still added Khan. Not Quran. That's mistake. Quran is a book. There, I mean to say Islam concept that God is unique and beyond physical dimensions. Therefore, Quran 42:11 says there is nothing like Allah in His creation. Darling, Khan, snap out of it. Snap. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. From which century have you come? Are you one of those what we call secret space aliens from the future or from the past? Are you from the past? Khan, let's stop. Let's catch a wake up. Let's get our heads out of the sand like ostriches. Take our heads out of the sand. Because this is not on. This is unacceptable. You're educated. You have a certain understanding that is so much greater than Muhammad ever had. He may have been a prophet, but he's not a prophet for me. Or you. He's too old, my friend. Seek a prophet for today. Become a prophet for the future. Muhammad only speaks destruction. I'm sorry to say. It's old-fashioned. It's like going back to 1985, Back to the Future. It's very heavy there. Khan says, Prophet Muhammad was the last messenger after Jesus. Okay, that's what you believe. The last messenger after Jesus. Now, darling, there's a whole Catholic Church which is bigger than Islam. It's called the Catholic Church. And you and I know that the New Testament is written by Pope Paul, the very first one after Constantine. Was he not a prophet? Did he not change and decide that Catholics do not need to be circumcised? And so they are all heathens now. Islam teaches no prophet and messengers is divine. They are just human who used to do miracles and sign with the help of God. Khan, I'm going to ignore you from now on. I'm sorry to say it. There's no, there's no measurability with you. There's no understanding. You have no words of reconciliation. You are Bible punching, as they say. Yeah. It's sad, Khan. I hope you forgive me. I truly do. Like I ask all the Africans, the Zulus too. The Zulus that killed my forefathers, who say I killed theirs. I hope they can forgive me. Do you think they can? I think you got a little bit too excitable, Colin. Which is okay. It's okay, so do I. But it's a little bit heavy, you know? It's a little bit heavy right now. Did you see all the Jews get annihilated? Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you what you need to see. This is going to be very graphic. This is going to make Khan smile and then the rest of us cry. Because this is a very sad day, indeed. And I hope you understand why. We had an assassination of a famous DJ. Every week, South Africa has a new assassination. It's shameful. It truly is. But let me show you something that's more shameful. And then tell me what you think of this. Words don't come easy to me. How can I find a way for me to say?
Terrorist attack occurred yesterday in Sydney, where a Hanukkah gathering was targeted by Islamic extremists. Now, for some time, I keep talking about the Israeli Jewish Christian. Everybody labels me a shill of some variety, not understanding that the Israeli Christian, the Jewish Christian in the West, is the litmus test of the sanity of the West. What we are seeing is that open borders and mass migration is destroying Western values, and we have now seen it in real time in, of all places, Australia. And don't take my word for it, watch this clip which explains to you exactly what the problem is.
Australia presents itself as a safe democracy, but the question is, why does Hizb ut-Tahrir still operate freely here? In the UK, it was banned on 19th of January 2024 under the Terrorism Act. In Australia, it remains untouched. What threshold has not been met? Or is there simply no political will? Hizb ut-Tahrir is a transnational Islamist organization founded in 1953 in Jerusalem. Its declared goal is the re-establishment of a caliphate, erasing national borders and imposing a single Islamic system. It rejects democracy. It rejects secular constitutions and expands through indoctrination and recruitment. On the 9th of October 2023, the Sydney Opera House was lit in blue and white. Crowds surged forward, Israeli flags burned, flares lit the harbour, and police intervened. The image was global, and the message was clear. Extremist narratives had already found ground. The Executive Council of Australian Jewry recorded 1,713 anti-Semitic incidents in 2024. This is the highest figure in Australia's history. It is a statistic of escalation, not of background noise. Hizb ut-Tahrir Australia mobilized again in October 2024, pushing the October 7th outrage. It was a rally in Sydney. Police issued warnings, the group carried on, and influence expanded. Agitation embedded itself even deeper. Names enter the frame. Senator Fatma Payman faced headlines over donations to the One Path network. The storm was loud, the real silence was elsewhere. While the public looked at distractions, Hizb ut-Tahrir spread
of the footage. I've set the groundwork. Let's go through what actually happened and talk about it. So the events occurred in Sydney, where around 1,000 people gathered at Bondi Beach for the Hanukkah by the Sea celebration. Now, for those of you who don't know, Hanukkah has just started. Hanukkah is an 8-day celebration which celebrates the retaking of the first temple after the Greek invasion. Now, this specific celebration in Sydney was organized by the local Jewish community, specifically the Chabad communities, who political. It was religious and cultural only. In fact, you can actually watch people enjoying the celebrations right here.
okay, thank you. How many? It's enough.
Nearby restaurants, people were hiding, not really sure where the gunshots were coming from. Have a watch. Now, shots were fired from an elevated position, giving the attackers a clear line of sight over the crowd. So they had actually given themselves a strategic position in which to cause the maximum amount of damage. Again, have a watch. Now, as parents shielded their children and families were separated in the chaos, one father described diving onto his 5-year-old daughter, believing that his young child had been killed after discovering a stranger had shielded her instead. So individuals were sacrificing each other for the young, and yet still many children were murdered in the crossfire. The panic that erupted and the fear that were in people could be evident everywhere, with individuals attempting to seek cover because all they could hear is gunfire, whilst they could see individuals dropping dead around them. Have a watch.
Там же полицейские. Но. Какие полицейские нахуй? Там. Вон полицейский.
whilst the shooters casually walked around shooting individuals indiscriminately. Again, have a watch.
Oh my God, get down, boys, get down. Oh my God. Fireworks. Hey, stay there.
So, I think I made my point. It's disgusting, and I'm sorry, Khan. You can have all your judgments and say that you hope Allah gives peace to the families. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. You can preach Islam. Islam have very good people in the religion, but it's not flying here. So you are always welcome to come and tell me what your opinion is. But at a time like this, I think your opinion and your learned words of your amazing religion fall on deaf ears. It's just how it is. It's a sad day. Yeah. But these people has nothing to do with Islam. Maybe to Muslims, but to the rest of the world, to the Christian world, it has everything to do with Islam. And it is for you to try and prove that it has nothing to do with Islam. Let me give you a verse from the Quran that you will judge. Okay. I don't need to judge anything. I don't need to judge. I'm not preaching that I'm any better than Muhammad, if you get me. I'm just an ordinary citizen. And I think it's shocking that anyone could use any religion for a reason to kill people's. Now, it could well be that it seems that the killers were Muslim, but they were paid by the CIA, and it's a false flag because Australia decided to end all social media for the future voters and citizens of Australia, like the 13, 14, 15, and 16-year-old citizens of Australia are not allowed to watch social media anymore, and this is because of the Jewish contingency. It's not because of the Muslim contingency. They want to protect their children. I'm waiting for your argument for me to judge. I'm not here to judge the Quran. I hope not. Are you? I think that's enough of that. We don't need to argue anymore. I hope you come back again. I thank you for your subscribes, your shares, because I know you really care. It's an important moment in our lives. And we need to grow up and grow a skin. Yeah? None of us are dead. You and I are alive. And we should be proud of that. And we should be happy. And rejoice in the Lord for that. You know, originally in the Nag Hammadi text, or the Gnostic writings, there wasn't a Yahweh, there was a Yaldabaoth, who was created by Sophia, and Sophia created this being, this angel, and she did it without permission from the great Almighty. And because she did it without permission, this God, demigod, was not given a place except to rule over earth. And his name was Yaldabaoth, with the body of a snake and the head of a lion. And he created beings on the planet to be slaves in what they call a prison planet. I don't know if you heard about this story. And so stories have come and stories have gone, and some stories concur that maybe Yahweh, the God of the Jews, the God of war, could be this Yaldabaoth, the God of this world. Not the planet Earth, but the world that we live in, the system. The Western world, the Chinese world, is all the fingers of the snake-bodied, lion-headed God called Yaldabaoth. And we see him in many places. And this is the year of the snake, and he's shedding his skin. What I find strange is, in according to the Holy Bible, in Revelations, it states that John sees the dragon hand over the crown to the 10-headed beast with horns and crowns, with an extra little head of horn and crowns. It sounds a lot to me like Lucifer handing over the crown from the dragon to Ahriman, artificial intelligence. I'm still waiting for your verse, but it's not coming, is it? This stupid thing. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye, hallelujah, praise Jesus. Assalamu alaikum. How do they say it? God be upon him. Praise Allah. How do they say it in Islam? God be with you. There we go. Khan says, Quran, chapter 4, verses 135. O believers, stand firmly for justice. Be witnesses for Allah. Even if it is against yourselves, your parents, or your relatives. You see, there it is. That is, even if it is against your parents, that's like the Stasi in the USSR when they took over the east side of Germany, and they had the children tittle-tale on their parents and families, and that's what the Muslim jihadists do. Yeah, there's another one, Quran 5:32. If a person kills one innocent human being, it is as if he has killed all humanity. Thank you, Khan. You saved yourself there. I say adios, amigos. Arrivederci, amici. Amore. Amici, Vama Gila Gila, you're always welcome in the space with me. I thank you for joining me. That was just a little bit of continuation of the Day of Reconciliation in South Africa. Ons vir jou, Suid-Afrika. Ek is lief vir jou. Ich liebe dich. Siyabonga, Rialabonga, Ngiyabonga. Peace, Shalom, Salam Alaikum. Ek is lief vir jou. Ich liebe dich. Siyabonga, Rialabonga, Ngiyabonga. It's the end of tonight. Khan, let's continue with this tomorrow. And maybe I'll be prepared for you, maybe not. You seem like a hot Muslim on the trot, like a chihuahua, ready to bite at the ankles. Now let me tell you of those Islamic. I don't need to be taught about Islamic. I'm trying to keep it cool in here. Yeah? Cool by the pool. This is Lionel Royale as Lawn Dandelion signing out. On the end of, what's it called? Hakona. Hukanana. It sounds like Honolulu. When Israel rebuilt the second temple in Jerusalem. Sorry. I'm not sorry. Hark now, hear the angels sing, a king was born today. Praise Jesus. Forgive those who trespassed against you. Hambagachle, salagachle, tschüss, sayonara, au revoir, tot ziens.